everyone, and welcome to More Yoga Fitness. My name is Kathy, and today we're going to be going through a few stretches for your upper and lower back, an area of the body especially for athletes that get very tight and tense when you're in training or doing a competition. We're going to be doing these stretches in a very slow and methodical way, and we're going to need a strap or a belt from your closet, and you will also need a block or stackable books for some of the poses. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button and the bell. Let's get started. We're gonna start doing a cat-cow flow here, bringing the knees below the hips and the wrists below the shoulders, very important. On your in-breath, lower your belly, lift your crown and your tail. On your exhale, round through the spine. Draw your chin into your chest and draw your pelvis towards your face. Inhale, lowering the belly into cow. Exhale as you round into cat. And flow back and forth a few more times. As you flex your back. And let's find a neutral spine here. From here, we're going to come into a spinal strengthener called Spinal Balance. Reach your right arm forward and your left leg back. Your arm and leg should be level with the earth. And again, you're stacking your joints. Wrist below shoulder, knee below hip. Hold here. Keep your ear next to your bicep on the right. Go ahead and return to the mat. And we'll take that same spinal balance pose using the opposite limbs. And go ahead and return back to a tabletop position. From here, we're going to take a pike pose or downward facing dog in yoga. I want you to tuck your toes under and gradually lift your tailbone to the sky as you straighten the legs. Or feel free to keep a slight bend in the knees. That'll be a little easier on your back if you're feeling discomfort. Always leave your heels just about an inch or a little less than an inch from the mat. It's not important to flatten your feet. Keep a little bit of a lift in your heel. From here, I just want you to actively move in your downward facing dog by bending opposite knees. Try shifting your hips with exaggeration side to side. From here, walk your hands towards your feet. And my feet are separated about the width of my hips. Go ahead and take your hands and grab your elbows, opposite elbows, and then bring your arms like a picture frame around the crown of your head. You can keep a big bend in the knees. Try to drop your chest to your thighs. As you breathe in, try to straighten your legs And every exhale, bring the chest closer to your thighs. Go ahead and release your arms to the mat. And then we'll go ahead and walk our hands back out. Draw your knees down to the mat and return to tabletop. From here, I want you to step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. You're gonna tuck your toes under on the left and lift up into a low, it's called lizard pose in yoga, a low runner's lunge. From here, I want you to rise up off the mat, and we're gonna flow here with a standing cat-cow. So on your inhale, your fingers are sparked wide. On your inhale, you're bringing your shoulder blades back, your gaze is up. On your exhale, round through the spine, ears between the biceps, reaching forward. A few more, inhale. Exhale. Breath in and out. One more, in and out. And go ahead and bring your hands back down to the mat. Drop your left knee gently down and return to tabletop. Let's do that on the other side. My left foot comes forward right next to my left hand. Tuck the toes under. Come into your low runner's lunge. On your breath in, rise up off the mat. And we'll start flowing with our breath, cat-cow here. Draw the elbows back. Lift your chin and your chest. Exhale, round forward and reach. Breathe in and out. Breath in and out. Breathe in, empty. Bring your hands down to the mat. Drop your knee gently down and return back to tabletop. From here, I want you to bring your big toes together till they touch and spread your knees out to the width of the mat. We're gonna sit the sitting bones back toward the heels and come into child's pose. Child's pose is really good release for your lower back. Go ahead and extend your arms toward the top of your mat and ground your forehead or your third eye, which basically calms your central nervous system. And we'll take just a couple of breaths here. From here, make your way up into tabletop. And I want you to come onto your bellies. We're preparing here for a great pose to stretch your back called Sphinx. Notice how my shoulder and elbow are in line. I'm spreading my fingers apart so I can see my mat in between each finger. Press actively the forearms into the mat. The tops of my feet are actually touching the floor. And I want you to just press into the mat as you lift your chest up, lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades. Keep your legs pressing down into the mat and try to keep your gaze forward. You don't have to take your gaze up. Just forward is fine. Lift your chin just a bit. You should feel a stretch all the way through your midline of your body, from your belly button to your neck, and also in the low back. Let's bring ourselves back down. Take the pads of your fingers and bring your hands out wider than the width of the mat. My elbows are directly above my wrists. Go ahead and just lift your chest up. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Lift, lift, lift. Straighten the arms as best you can. Lift your gaze and your chin up. Slowly lower back down and control it here. Let's do that again. Inhale, and we're coming into what's called Cobra Pose or Seal Pose, with a wider stance of the hands and lifting up as high as you can and bringing yourself back down nice and slow. Elbows stay up. From here, I'm going to flatten my hands, but I'm going to bring them in just a little bit tighter so they're on the mat. Inhale as you lift up. This is Cobra. Exhale as you drop down. From here, we're going to take Locust. So inhale as you lift everything but your belly button. Palms are up off the mat and my shoulder blades are retracted. Elbows to the back, not to the side. Exhale, come back down. Inhale, press up Cobra, and we'll flow back and forth. Exhale, down. Inhale, Locust. Exhale, down. Cobra. Down. Locust. Down. Cobra. Down. Locust. Down. Nice job. If you feel you need to do a few more of those, feel free to pause the video and join me for the next back stretch. Our next pose is Caterpillar, another great stretch for your lower back. Start on your seat with your legs straight out in front of you and your toes flexing towards your face. On your in-breath, it's important to lift your rib cage up away from your lower back. Breathe in. On your exhale, fold forward, drawing your chest to your thighs and reaching beyond your big toes. Allow your neck to release by dropping the crown of your head down toward your lap. Inhale as you rise up slowly, and we'll bring our hands down. From here, I want you to recline onto your backs. So slowly lower down. I'm holding my shins and rounding, articulating my spine one vertebrae at a time until I'm laying on my back. Palms are down. Heels draw toward the glutes. Feet are flat. Lift your 10 toes. The four corners of my feet are pressing down. Simultaneously, I'm lifting my hips up into bridge here. This is awesome for strengthening your low back. Take your hands, interlace them underneath your glutes. Lift your shoulders, retract them, and reground them. Let's take a few breaths here as we sit in our bridge pose. Go ahead and release your hands and slowly come down to the mat. I want you to bring your arms out to a T and your feet out to the width of the mat. Drop both knees over to the right side. Take your gaze to your left hand. Inhale, bring your knees and your gaze straight up. Drop the knees gently over to the left. Take your gaze to the right, and we'll take that supine twist on side B. Inhale, knees come up, gaze is up, and draw your knees together till they touch. Keep your feet out width of the mat. This is TP pose. Go ahead and just place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. This is excellent for encouraging the lower back to gently press down into the mat. A really good restorative pose for your lower back when it's sore. Our next pose, I'd like you to grab your block or your stackable books. Keep your toes tucked under with your heels raised up and place the stackable books or the block in between your feet. You may or may not need it. We're taking camel pose here, so I'm going to start by taking my fists or my hands and just pressing into my back. Notice my elbows are drawn straight back, not out to the side, so really squeeze your shoulder blades together. Pretend there's a wall right here and your hip points are pressing against it. So as you bring your chin up and open your neck, bring your hip points forward and allow your neck to open up and your chest and heart to lift. And bring yourself back up. This isn't a favorite for everyone, but sometimes the poses you don't want to take are the ones that you need the most. We're going to actually take the pose again, and if you can, go ahead and release your hands from your lower hips and try and bring them to the tops of your heels or to your stackable books. We'll take a breath in, and on your exhale, bring your hands back to either your books or your heels and open up your chest, lift your heart in camel. As you bring yourself up to a straight spine, take a breath in, and we'll draw our hands to heart center. For our next poses, you're going to need your strap. So make your way onto your back and bring your strap with you. We're going to lift our right leg so that our heel is directly above the hip and our left leg is long on the mat. Flex your toes towards your face and hold your strap or your belt nice and tight with the right hand. Flex your toes towards your face and allow your left hand to just drop out to the left side of the mat. Draw your right leg to the far right side of the mat and then draw your toes up towards your face. Bring that foot back up. Switch hands so your left hand has the strap. Right arm is out. And without lifting this right hip up off the mat, draw your right leg across your midline. Take your gaze to the right hand. This is a great stretch for your IT band. Inhale as you bring it back to center. I want you to release your strap and just draw your knee into your chest. Release and we'll switch sides. Take the strap. Left leg has the strap. Left hand has the strap. Flex toes to the face. Right arm is out long. Slowly draw the left leg out to the side. Draw the toes up toward the head for more intensity. And my gaze is opposite. Inhale as you come back to center. Let's draw the right hand to the strap. And without lifting that left hip off the mat, draw the left leg across your midline and draw your gaze over to your left hand. As you breathe in, bring your leg back to center, release the strap and set it aside, and just draw your knee in towards your chest. And we'll release. We'll come into Happy Baby here, which is a pose where you take your peace fingers to your big toes and you allow your legs to come out nice and wide. My knees are directly below the ankles, and what this does for your low back, if you do rock side to side just gently, it gives you a little massage for your low back. Some therapy for your kidneys are back there, your adrenal glands. It's just a nice way to not only open up your hips, but also give your low back a little love. Let's find a little stillness in our Happy Baby. And then go ahead and release. Draw the knees into the chest. And we'll roll off to the side and come into seated. Our final pose is going to be Cobblers pose, which is a great stretch for the hips, but also your lower back. So draw your heels as close as you can to your groin area and bring your soles of the feet together. We're gonna take a breath in as we lift the rib cage and exhale as you fold forward, reaching as far out as you can and bowing, dropping the crown of your head down toward the mat. Let's walk our hands to the right corner. Walk your hands to the left corner. Walk your hands back to the center and then up to a straight spine. Our final two stretches are encouraging a twist. I'm remaining in my Cobblers pose. Take a breath in. On your exhale, my right hand is coming to the outside of my left thigh, and I'm going to gaze over my left shoulder. Breath in, center, and we'll take it to the side B. Inhale as you lift up, and exhale, bring your hands to heart center. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope it makes your lower and upper back feel stretched and strengthened. I'll have more videos for you coming up in the future, so make sure you press that subscribe button, and I'll see you again real soon.